Right. My name is Venison Jeffrey, and this is the Workers' Rights Platform. A lot of things is taking place within our country. We see Phillip Alexander coming out boldly and proclaiming certain things to you, the members of the public. And there are certain people that are praying and hoping that you don't question some of these things and try to find out as to the end, the beginning, the middle, the whole story on things like this. Now, Phillip Alexander would have sit down in a car and verbalizing certain things about Gary Griffith and is challenging him as to or as to say something that is in contradictory to what he's saying or what he's verbalizing. And knowing Gary Griffith would have went after people like Rhoda Barrett, as Rhoda Barrett would have said every week she have a case with Gary. What is going on here? Why it is Gary Griffith jumping up and trying to say something or talking in the negative as to what Phillip Alexander would have been saying on his platform? Now, the thing about it is simply this. Is it that these information are true? And you don't want it to be blown up out of proportion. You do the natural thing like all the rest of people in Trinidad and Tobago. Pretend you're in here. Because that's what has gone. Now, most of the comments that we are making on social media, we are sure that people hear us. We know that the channel shadow ban because we say certain things about the government and the opposition at times. Where it is we find that their shortcomings would have shown glaringly within the public domain. But to add insult to injury, Gary, what really going on here? Why are you not responding to this thing that Phillip Alexander is saying? Or is it because that you know he could prove it? Now, the thing about it is this is fear comment. This is not a Kohutish kind of thing that we sit down and we plan this thing. I talk to Phillip, we say, but concerning the information, Gary Griffith, we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, would like a response from something like this. Or is it that is true or not? We see Rowley talking all the time, we're responding to Rowley because apparently, like, you're waiting for something. Respond to Phillip too. What is these allegations all about? Why, when he was commissioner and you would have seen all these wrongdoings that is taking place inside the police force, why these things wasn't fixed? Or why did you not make some form of recommendation that it should be fixed? Or is it the police service is like how we would have described on Monday when we was talking about the bureaucracy that take place inside of it? Is it not so easy to implement change? And if it's not so easy to implement change, why you are still saying that you could do it? Is it not that we are looking for some that to change the whole status quo thing is to have police reform and change it? Now, we are suffering from crime within our country, and everybody, the two sides of the fence, are fighting one another. Look what this one doing. Look what that one doing. And the people are dying. We are not statistics here in Trinidad and Tobago. And if we are looking for that real change, we the people have to make that happen. Robert Amar would have been talking about this thing that they call referendum, where you try and understand, fathom the possibilities that could come out of a document like that, in which you could have a say on things that is taking place within your country. Why not? So, coming back to the ebb of the story, why is Gary Griffith not responding to what Phillip Alexander is saying? And we are going to play the video, and you the people, you are sure you might be watching this video personal, Gary. We're trying to call it for the longest while I need answer it. I don't know why. I don't know if you hear something or you're afraid to do an interview with us. I don't know. Again, my name is Venison Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. But answer this video, Gary. Answer it. So we urge you, subscribe to the channel for more thought-provoking messages like this.
I am not going to let you make a mockery of these divers, and their deaths are not for you and the rest of these rats and canal conks to climb up on their coffin and pretend you care. Griffith, I called you when I was on my way to Paria, because I called everybody. I called Rowley, I called Young, I called Faris, I called Kamla, I called Munilal, I called everybody. Nobody wanted to help. Griffith, I called you. You answered the phone and you used the opportunity to pat yourself on your back and tell people all the things you do in the past. But did you jump in your car and say, Phil, I join in here, coming down Paria. We going to rescue them. We going to put pressure on them. We will help them get out? No. Whatever you do for the rest of your carnival weekend, you did. You didn't give a damn about those divers trapped in that pipe. So don't come and put out no video and talk about a different government, what a different government would do. A different government, you talk about UNC? You think Trinidadians forget that Manning handed you all a properly functioning national security apparatus to go after the drug trade? And for some reason, SIA sought SSA get turned off? And all of them well-trained helicopter pilots get grounded unless they was driving up and down like a helicopter taxi. A little girl named Reshmi Ramnarayan was put in charge in national security apparatus. And the OPVs was cancelled while Coast Guardsmen were training to be able to shut the borders down in this country. Coast Guard men were being trained. You shut the OPVs, or let's shut the OPVs down. And bring some tin can commission boats from China to park up down in Chagaramas. You couldn't do a ass. May I tell them what our next government would do? What you gonna do? What did you do? What did you do? I remember when Jimmy Fifi and the head of the armed forces invite me for coffee to ask me when I was working with you, Griffith, to convince him as Minister of National Security to continue the construction of the maritime security wall that would have shut down the drug trade and the guns flowing into the country. Why the UNC didn't do that, Griffith? Different government? What a different government would I do? Come to bullshit people and climb up on some dead divers for points? What you wanna do? You know, and I let it slide. If you had said in your video, all you're just as stupid and incompetent and as eater food as the PNM, and the PNM get 2 terms, and all you want a chance to fall on your belly. You could have said that. But don't come and try and pretend that you was going to be anything competent, or that the people in Paria, if it had served your interest like it served the PNM interest to leave them in that pipe, they were staying in that blasted pipe. Do not use people's deaths to try and promote yourself, partner. That is disgusting. That is disgustingly low, even for you, because it was Carnival weekend. And you couldn't find yourself down Paria. You couldn't come and add your voice. You couldn't call somebody on the phone. You could not try and help while the divers were alive. So don't come and try and use them now that they're dead to try and get some political points. Or you're different. You're different now that you're out of the PNM and you're back in the UNC. Show them you're different. Go and hug up Anand Ramlogan. Do that video for me. Hug up Anand Ramlogan and show that video. Go and hug up Anil and kiss him all on the bald head. Show them that video. Because if all you can't link hands now, when all you're fighting to get in government, you could imagine what will happen when all your man rat reach inside of there. If people put God out their thoughts and give all you a chance. What went on in this country under Kamla Prasad Bissasa's People's Partnership was a bullshit show. And the media was used to lie to the people. I know. That was my job. We used to lie to the people and tell them shit was sugar. So don't pretend anything going on in that UNC is anything different about going on in that PNM. Yes, this country need a relief from both all you. You who played any, mini, miny, mo, whoever putting food on your plate with them. This country need a break from all you. This country need a real change, or we will die as a nation. But don't come with your bullshit to try and fool people that if all was there, you'd do something different. Every calamity or crisis that took place in this country when you were Minister of National Security, you were absent from. Other people did the job, and you showed up to take pictures after. If I lie, tell them I lie, so I can Lego them videos for them to see.